All right, Shalom. Welcome back to another lesson, continuing on with Genesis, the 49th chapter, breaking down the 12 tribes of Israel today. Today we're going to cover verses 5 through 7. All right, Simeon and Levi, which the Simeonites are the Dominicans, the Levites are the Haitians. Before I get into it, I want to give the glory and praise to Yahweh, that's the Most High, Bahashem, which means in the name of, Yahweh Shai, which is his only begotten Son. All right, and their true names in the Paleo-Hebrew tongue. I want to give double honors to the leadership of Great Millstone, the apostles and elders, and peace, mercy, and grace to the household of faith. All right, the election, the elect, the remnant. All right, those men, women, and children, that are still here today, to fulfill, prophecy of being the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven, to receive salvation at the second coming of who the world calls Christ Jesus. Who's coming very soon to deliver his elect. And it all begins with, being built up, being rooted, being edified. And part of the edification process, an important step in being edified is going into prophecy. All right, so the Lord, Jacob told his sons what would happen to them concerning in the last days, which he prophesied to them, because prophecy, edifies. This is 1 Corinthians 14. And 1, follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy. For he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh not unto men, but unto God. For no man understandeth him, howbeit in the spirit he speaketh mysteries. But he that prophesieth speaketh unto men to edification and exhortation and comfort. He that speaketh in an unknown tongue edifieth himself, but he that prophesieth edifieth the church. All right, so Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson to the flock, to the church, all right, to the sheep. So starting with Genesis, the 49th chapter. All right, again, Israel's prophecy concerning his sons. All right, verse 1, and I'm going to jump down. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which may befall you in the last days. And when we say last days, it don't mean the end of the earth, the end of life as we know it. No, the last days are the last days of a rulership, of a world, all right, before the transition of, the messianic world where the Messiah is back on the earth and he's reigning, which that's the Most High's ultimate end game, right, for it to happen on the earth. Is his son reigning on the earth. He sent his son 2,000 years ago. He came as a lamb. He sacrificed himself. He didn't reign. He didn't run, because that's why he said that this was my kingdom. My servants would fight for me. All right, it wasn't his time yet, but the Lord is coming back to conquer the earth and take down the kings of this earth. And then, that's going to be the perpetual, eternal kingdom of heaven, all right, that's spoken of, that people want to make seem like it's in the skies and the heavens, when really it's going to be on the earth. So Genesis 49 and 5, it says, Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. All right, Simeon and Levi, the Dominicans and the Haitians, they share an island. Okay, and instruments of cruelty that it's talking about are the witchcraft. You have the Simeonites, which are into the Santeria, and then you have the Haitians, which are into the voodoo. Okay, the Santeria was bought. Santeria, is the most common name given to a religious tradition of African origin that was developed in Cuba and then spread throughout Latin America and the United States. Okay, and you see this all throughout the states today. You got Jakes that's into the whole to this Orisha stuff. All right, Spanish Santeria means the way of the saints. Interesting, because the saints are the Israelites, and this is who is involved with this stuff. Also called La Regla de Ocha. All right, Spanish means the order of the Orishas, or La Religión Lucumi, the order of Lucumi, excuse me. Santeria was brought to Cuba by the people of the Yoruban nations of West Africa, which these are Israelites, who were enslaved in great numbers in the first decades of the 19th century. The name Santeria derives from the correspondence made by some devotees between the Yoruba deities called Orishas and the saints Santos of Roman Catholic piety. Many contemporary practitioners refer to the tradition as the religion of the Orishas, or the Lukumi religion, after the name by which the Yoruba were known in Cuba. Santeria is based upon the development of personal relationships through divination, sacrifice, initiation, and mediumship between practitioners of the religion and the Orisha deities, who provide their devotees with protection, wisdom, and success, and who guide devotees in times of crisis. Yeah, because a lot of Jake is into this. Oh, it'll tell you right here. It is believed that access to the Orishas can be achieved through various types of divination. In the Ifa oracle, for example, a trained priest, a Babalawo, father of the mystery, interprets the fall of, because I was not too long ago, I was dealing with a chick that was into this, the Ifa stuff. You see a lot of Jake into the Ifa. Ifa is the Yoruba, the West, the Nigerian, West African religion that they call Santeria in Latin America. It's all the same stuff. But a lot of Jakes here in the States, like in Florida, a lot of these rapper Jakes, they into this shit. You know what I'm saying? I think Young Thug and them was into it. When they get into trouble, they get the goddamn sacrificing goats and shit. But yeah, a lot of Jakes is into this, and you know it too. A friend of mine in the world from back that I went to school with hit me up yesterday, and he last time I saw he was into it. Had them all them damn bead necklaces on their neck, But it's off, and the Lord ain't with it. This is why the Lord punished these people too. But that's Santeria. That's what the Haitians, the Cubans. A lot of Jakes here is into it, and then you had the voodoo, which is what the Haitians are into. A traditional Afro-Haitian religion, voodoo represents a syncretism of the West African Vodun religion and Roman Catholicism by the descendants of the Dahomey, Congo, Yoruba, and other ethnic groups who had been enslaved and transported to colonial Saint Domingue, as Haiti was known then, and partly Christianized by Roman Catholic missionaries in the 16th, 17th centuries. The word voodoo means spirit or deity in the Fon language of the African kingdom of Dahomey, now Benin. Goes to show you that we are the same people, and that's why the first commandment was, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Our people are religious people, we're spiritual people, but it's always been in the wrong. Our people always been into the wrong stuff, man. We talking about the same people that when Moses went up for 40 days, came down and they had built a golden calf, after the Lord just got us out of Egypt. So our people joined into idols. So continuing on, verse 6, O my soul, come not thou into their secret. Right, and that's the Santeria and the voodoo. It says, unto their assembly, which is the witchcraft, mine honor, be not thou united. Yeah, they're divided, right? Haitians and Dominicans are divided people. You see, it says same island, same people. Stop ethnic cleansing in the Dominican Republic, because they don't fuck with the Haitians. So I want to get a little bit of that history dealing with what you call the Massacre River. Okay, the massacre that marked Haiti-Dominican Republic ties. 75 years ago, the border between Haiti and Dominican Republic was the scene of a mass slaughter that has long burned in Haitians' collective memory, but was either unknown or forgotten in the wider world. It earned the name the Parsley Massacre. Now check this out. This is some good history. The Parsley Massacre, because Dominican soldiers carried a sprig of parsley. All right, you're talking about the herb parsley, and would ask people suspected of being Haitian to pronounce the Spanish word for it, which is perejil. Those whose first language was Haitian Creole found it difficult to say it correctly, a mistake that could cost them their lives. Historians estimate that anywhere between 9,000 and 20,000 Haitians were killed in the Dominican Republic on the orders of Dominican dictator Rafael Trujillo. Trujillo. Bodies were dumped in the Massacre River, ominously named after an earlier colonial struggle between the Spanish and the French. The killings of 1937 changed the relationship between the two countries on the island of Hispaniola, and its effects can still be felt today. From late September to mid-October that year, men, women, and children were rounded up, then beaten or hacked to death for just being Haitian. Even dark-skinned Dominicans were caught up in the purge that became known as El Corte, the cutting. Yeah, and to this day, I've heard that that's still an issue there. You know, dark-skinned Dominicans being mistaken for Haitians and being discriminated against and shit. Haitian immigrants or Haitian migrants had for generations crossed the informal border region in the north of the islands to work as laborers in the sugar plantations of the DR. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to get there. The Massacre River. What's the official name? But they call it the Massacre River. But that's what divides the two. All right. Dahabon River is a river which forms the northernmost part of the international border between the DR and Haiti. The river was named by the Arawak. Excuse me. Salaki. It was named by the Arawak-speaking indigenous inhabitants of the island, the Tainos, as Dahabon, which derivates from Daho, a freshwater fish that lives in the Caribbean region. The French version of the river Rivière du Massacre refers to a battle in 1728 where Spanish settlers killed 30 French buccaneers near the river. This name became popular after being site of many killings during the Parsley Massacre, though the event was not, contrary to popular belief, the origin of its name. Okay, so some say it goes back to the Parsley Massacre, but they saying it goes back before that to the river of massacre in 1728 where Spanish settlers killed 30 French bucks. Just history, man. Good stuff to know. So, going back, right, be not thou united. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they digged down a wall. So in their anger they slew a man, that goes to Genesis chapter 34, when Simeon and Levi had killed the Hivites, Shechem, and I think his father or his son, I think Shechem was the son. They killed him for defiling their sister Dinah. Right, verse 7, cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. Yeah, and in Apostle Tahar just went into that the 1521 slave revolt in Santo Domingo. That was the actual first slave revolt. So this is when Haitians, Dominicans actually came together and revolted against Esau. It says, I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. So, yeah, they're not united people, There's always been conflict between the two people, the two nations, or the two tribes, rather, because they're the same nation, but they're different tribes. And this is that slave revolt, because the elder apostle the Harges went into this last week. 1521 Santo Domingo slave revolt. Where you had Jake. They knew that these Edomites were going to be being festive on Christmas, and they ended up choosing that time to kind of revolt on them. Just like how the heathen would move on us on our Sabbaths when they knew we would be resting. That's what Jake did. The 1521 Santo Domingo slave revolt in the Spanish colony of Santo Domingo on the island of Hispaniola took place around the time of Christmas festivities in 1521. It is the earliest recorded slave rebellion in the Americas, right? So, you got that. Yeah, I pretty much hit the points, man. I had, this pulled up the 12 tribe chart, because like I was mentioning in the beginning, man, prophecy edifies. So, this chart, which is prophecy in Ezekiel 37, it's edifying to be able to see this chart and see these tribes and who they're mislabeled and called today, and link them to these to the 12 tribes of Israel that we're going into Genesis 49. So I'm gonna go ahead and close there, and on the next one we're gonna get the next couple verses, or the next verse, which I think goes into Zebulon, but we'll see. I can't. Well, shit, we got it pulled up. Judah. All right, so yeah, we're gonna go into Judah next. All right, I pray it was edifying.